Greetings, sinners. I am Radio Hazbin. And yes, this is another Radio Hazbin Speaks. Of course, I haven't done one this such a long time. But I fear this one may need to be addressed because now Vivienne is starting to speak on the situation, and I will be reading out her tweets very soon. I've also been getting comments. Well, I've just had one thus far saying, "Lol, is this show cancelled?" No. It's currently in somewhat of, well, I'm gonna put it lightly, a development hell. It is currently being developed and more likely still going to be episodic. But again, it is again, and I'm going to say this very literally, it is out of Vivienne's hands. It's up to A24 to see where it would go on a streaming service-wise to then spread to the masses. Let me be perfectly clear. If you're going to be impatient because we haven't seen anything about episode 1 in just over pretty much 1 year, now we're going into year 2. Again, this shit takes time. It takes money. I have already explained this once, and now I have to be a bit more serious with my videos because of this fucking garbage. If you guys are going to be impatient enough because you're not getting the episodes you wanted, leave the fandom, you impatient clods. We are getting world building from HelluvaBoss. We are seeing how hell technically kind of works. The Instagram posts, while they were still there, were also providing world building. We still have the comics. Though some of you probably may think that the Alistair comic was rushed. Forsties, when she was working under Hazbin, was working under Spindlehorse, started on January 4th, 2020. It was 9 months of inking. Well, from when she started inking to basically when it fully released. And of course, the issue with the miner having to color some of the images, and they didn't want to cause shit that hit the fan when it already kind of did as soon as released. I will now read all of Vivienne's tweets verbatim to what she's actually saying, and I will break them down per tweet. One thing I'm pretty darn sick of hearing is that I dropped my projects completely. So let me spit some facts real quick. I had one webcomic that I made it 200 pages into before I decided to stop it. I brought back those characters last year in animated form. She is obviously speaking about zoophobia here. I do plan on someday returning to that comic in physical forms, but comics are not my world. So they are harder to produce for me, especially when balancing animated projects. But I love all my projects, so I want to keep working with the characters somehow. Again, this is a form of world building, and I find it to be absolutely marvelous. I have started little community projects in my youth, Annie Jams or one-off blogs or comics. But none was serious or big scale. The same stuff everyone tries to do when starting out / growing audience online. I have posted about film concepts I have really wanted to make. All are on the shelf currently, not dead. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff went on preventing these projects, including investing into a scam production company that doomed the first one I tried to make seriously. We don't know exactly which project that was, but hopefully we should know hopefully soon. I started a few more animated song projects I have stopped, but only because I wanted to do something original. So I focused on Hazbin Hotel, which succeeded far more than I ever imagined. Hazbin Hotel is my pride and joy, seeing comments from people who think there's even an iota of chance I let it just die unless I literally keeled over the dead, myself is genuinely disheartening. Just please be patient. Well, please just be patient, but yes, I agree with the sentiment. HelluvaBoss isn't the spin-off I decided to like better. It's the spiritual young sibling that gets to move along with the talented and passionate team, and the story and cast so different, I get to explore another side of the creative world I love to death. It's more free content. Again, this is part of world building. We are getting to see how hell works. Other than the Instagram posts, which roughly about 90% of them have been fucking deleted. If you guys want to see those, again, I have the Hazbin Instagrams. So to recap, I have only ended one real project, and that project isn't only not dead, but it was new content related to it as recently as past year. Again, probably talking about zoophobia. So can we stop circulating that I have a history of abandoning project? It just isn't true. Oh, and Hazbin comics are in the works, but again, not my world. We are working on them as fast as we can. We just don't tell you about them anymore. We'll just drop them to avoid the confusion. We are a small team juggling a lot. Cut us some slack. Thanks. Again, I agree with this wholeheartedly. Let me just give an example of a project that was pretty much like announced like last year, but then got released in this decade and was still completely and utterly garbage. That example that does have a lot of animations, so it has more programming animations, but it's still animations nonetheless, is Cyberpunk 2077. That had a trailer back in 2012 at E3. It released in December of 2020. It still wasn't finished. It still contained a lot of bugs, a lot of crashes, etc. Even if, basically, a lot of people are still waiting for this to happen, again, I would suggest, please be patient. If you guys cannot be patient anymore, then just leave the fandom. Because I'm getting sick and tired of this. Again, I had a comment, like, on my video that I put on Friday about HelluvaBoss. About multi-million blitz. One person was like, she's so cancelled. No. Again, it's out of Vivienne's hands. It's out of Spindlehorse's hands. The people you need to talk to are A24. Vivienne can't speak on it because she's under a non-disclosure agreement. A non-disclosure agreement is a contract of confidentiality, therefore technically Vivienne can't speak upon it until a certain point in time. Such as basically, I had to beta test Final Fantasy XIV when I was 21 years old. Yes, I'm currently 28 and it's been 7 fucking years. But again, I had to sign an NDA. I had to sign plenty of NDAs when I beta or alpha test games. That is how contracts work. Unlike for some people. But anyway, I digress. Again, please be more patient. If you guys cannot be more patient, just leave. We don't need you in here. Again, it's been over a year. We're now heading into year 2 of its development. No, nearly a year from the announcement, of course, A24, which won't be until July of this year. So, in retrospect, just please be patient. Come on, man. This is Radio Has been tuning out for now. I'm fucking done. Bye.